Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather Hooper. I'm a 5th grade teacher in Central Indiana, and I'm starting my 21st year. Come along with me as I get ready for my first 3 days of school. Today we're starting off at home, maybe going to school later, haven't decided. But what I'm going to do today is work on my computer and getting my slides ready for the first 3 days of school. I have a lot of different activities that I choose from. I don't do the same things every year. Certain things I do just because they always work out really well, but sometimes I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and build my first 3 days of school, and then I will share with you what I'm going to do. So let's go. I'm sure there are mistakes in here, but I'll just fix those as I go along or make a list of what I need to go back and fix. But these are my plans for the first 2 days. I decided to only do 2 days because you know that things take much longer than what you think. And I have a bunch of stuff that's just ready or that I can continue to do. And I'll go over some of those as I think about them throughout this. So this will be my welcome. I have to decide what I'm going to have on their desk besides their letter from their parent. So I'm not sure what I'm going to have them work on. So that needs to be decided yet. The first thing we're going to do is go over our schedule because we have specials first thing in the morning. And so we will go over what those specials are and what days they have them. We will go through all the different things about myself. And so I have several things, like I've been a teacher for 20 years. My husband and I have been married for 26. We have one son. We have a crazy dog. And this takes a little bit longer because I usually end up talking about why on some of these. And so there's a couple slides of things that I like, that I don't like, things that bother me, things that are important to me, those kinds of things. So we will go through that, and that takes a little bit of time. Then I will read a letter from your teacher, and they will have, I need to fix that line to come in with that. We will then talk about how you write on a piece of paper, and we will go through all the parts that are the most important and what they mean. And then they're going to tell me everything. So I wrote them a letter. I just keep this is just my example of different activities and stuff that I can do. And then I put at the bottom where I got it from. So if people ask, I can let you know. But I'm pretty sure that I got the letters from Pocketful of Primary back in her day. So here are my examples. I have 2 letters actually. I'm not gonna zoom in on it or anything because it's got some personal information, but I just write them a letter and then they have to respond to me, and then I will take that letter and I will look at it that night for the second day, and you'll see that in just a moment. Okay, so they will write a letter to me, and that's why we went over. I want to see what they know about letter writing and all of that good stuff, where they are with writing, all of that. After we do that, we'll go into more procedures. I try and break it up a little bit. So we'll go over morning procedures. We'll go over afternoon procedures. We will also go over some other things that are important. So lunch and recess, going to the bathroom, We have a little video that our school makes of procedures in the hallways, so we will watch that video. We will also talk about callbacks or attention getters. I don't do a ton of them, but I do say Maylene from Mrs. Calls Campers, don't care that it's first grade. She has a lot of great things to use, but I love it when she says my turn and they say your turn. I've been using that for the past couple of years, and it's just easy to remember. I will also turn it and say your turn, and they'll say my turn. So sometimes that is used. If I double clap, that means that they're free to go do whatever they are asked to do, whether that's independent work with a partner, whatever that is. They know when I double clap, they are free to move. When I hold my hand out, it means that they respond, those kinds of things. Then after sitting and listening to me talk again, we'll take some time to organize our cubbies, our desks, our school supplies, and so forth. Then I will bring them back together and we will read the book, I Promise, and we will come up with our own class promises that I will post in our classroom, and I will use that as a way of talking to kids when their behavior is not doing the best, and stuff like that. Let's see. We'll go over my classroom rules, which are just the lifelines of treat people right and do the right thing. We will also talk about behavior management, how they can earn extra things if they get comments from other adults. So specials in the hallways, lunchroom, anything like that. They can earn, I always start with Mr. Potato Head, and so they earn 1 piece for every comment that they get. Once Mr. Potato Head is built, then they get whatever the extra is that I have decided on. Then we're going to do a little activity. I don't know if you've ever seen Estimistries, but they are amazing. So this is an Estimistry, and they are free on Steve Wyborny. You can see his name right here. If you search him or you search Estimistries on Google, you will find it. Love my reflection. That's great. However, it will go through, we'll talk about what estimate is, because some of them I'm not so sure. And then they will go through and they will estimate how many spools of thread are in here. And we go through what this is because we do these from time to time. And it gives them clues. These are extremely easy because we're just getting them into the process of how this is and what it means to actually estimate and not guess and use the clues that they give you. And so this is a very easy one, but they do have them where it's like multiples of or divisible by. And so a way to review math vocabulary as well. And then they get to the end and they see if their answer is right. The kids love this and are extremely engaged in that. I need to just put that in there instead of clicking on that because that will drive me crazy. All right, so then we will go through more expectations. I will really I will really talk about this one. It is one of my major rules in my classroom that if you're not proud, you shouldn't be turning it in. We will talk about homework. I'm going to try this year. I don't normally give homework, but I feel like responsibility has really went out the window, and they think because in 5th grade they're starting to play a little bit of sports, and because they have basketball practice that they don't have to do homework. So just as a little bit of a responsibility, it's no prep on my part. It gives me a quick letter to read so I can see how their writing is coming along when they're doing it independently. But they're just going to write a weekly letter to me, and they could turn it in anytime throughout the week. I'm not going to make it like crazy by any means, just a little bit of a responsibility thing. They will also talk about if you don't finish something in class, then that is homework as well. Then we will do the around the room task cards. This is from fifth. Now I got to go back and look. this activity. It's free, I believe, on Teachers Pay Teachers, but let me see if I can find it. It's not that one. Oh, happy first day. Miss Fifth. So, or I purchased it from her TPT. I'm not sure, but that's where I got it. And so I will put up cards around the room and they will go around and do those. Let's see. Next, they will, oh, that line again. I got to remember to fix that. We will review really quick what it means to write on a piece of paper because it will have been a little bit, and we all know how that goes. They need to hear it over and over, and we will practice. We're going to put an example of a letter, and so they are just going to copy me. They are not going to even think for themselves. They are just going to copy. So I will pause, have them write the date in the corner, and they're even going to write "Dear Students," and that's okay. And then I'm just going through what it should look like when they write a letter, and we will talk about all those parts. I will pause so that they may take the time to write that down. Alrighty. We will talk about redoing work when their weekly folders are going home. I also am doing class dojo, and so they will get signed in and all of that good stuff. Then we will read The Legend of Rock, Paper, Scissors, and we will have a rock, paper, scissors tournament. So we will go over the rules for that. They will pair up. If they win, they will come to the front of the room. If they lose, they will sit and cheer on the person that they lost to. So everybody who wins, they will be then paired up again. And whoever wins that round will go to the front of the room. Everybody cheers on whoever they lost to until we get to one person. They play, like they do it 3 times, and then whoever wins goes up. So they love doing that, and then we use that throughout the year to decide who's going first, and I'll see them doing it out at recess and all of that good stuff. So it's always a good time. We'll see if they have any questions, and that will be the end of day 1. If I need more things to do, we can go over morning soft starts when I do those. We can do a directed drawing. We can look for library books. So there's other things I can fill the time with. I also have some other like quick games that we can do. We could do a Blue-Kit. There's all kinds of things. So day 2, I will have this slide up. This is not my normal morning slides, but I have so many directions and I want to keep it big. And then, let's see. We will make sure that their Google Classroom is all set up. They should all be in it, but I do have a couple new students to the corporation, so I want to make sure that everybody can get into it. We can talk about where they would find stuff and all that good stuff. We will review what our specials are because we immediately go to specials. We will then go over the writing and what I noticed from their writing yesterday. We will review what a letter is. I will remind them that it is in their writing notebook that they're going to use for their homework to me. And I have that second letter that I already showed you that they will then respond to. And that one, Pocket Full of Primary back several years ago had talked about using it to see what kind of kids are or which students are left out of, because like it asks like who's your best friend, blah blah blah, and you just start to notice the kids that maybe aren't included, and just so that you are aware of it to watch that and make sure that everything goes smoothly and those kids are included. So that's what this one really is for. Then we're going to go into flashcards. We're going to talk about math facts, how we use flashcards independently, how we use them as with a partner, or sometimes 3 people. So we will go over that procedure because we do that quite a bit. I will start testing them. I do 2s, 5s, 10s, and 11s, and then I go back and we start practicing 3s and 4s, and then we just go up through. So we will start that process. I will read the name jar if I can find my book. I have not been able to find it, so hopefully that will show up. If not, I can always listen to it on YouTube. Not a big deal. But then we're going to do this name jar project, and I will try to remember to link below, but there is a video of drawing the half face, and then they use their name. Sometimes I'll have them or tell them, go home and see if your name means anything, if there's a reason you're named that, and we talk about that the next day. But this is a fun art project, and it's very good at describing of how to do it. So there is that. So after we take the time to do that, that usually takes quite a bit. We will read the book Collaboration Station, and we will go into our small group discussion, and we will talk about small groups. This I purchased on TPT, and we will go over what groups stands for so that when we're working in small groups, we can refer to that if they are not following those directions. Then we will go into a small group activity. Obviously, if we're talking about small groups, we should probably practice that. And this is called Copy the Teacher. I got this from Dustin Eckert, I think is his name. Let me go and look. I think it's up here. Copy the Teacher. Let me make this bigger. Yes, so Ecker, no T in it. But this is from him, and here are the directions from his video that I listened to and typed them out. And I just pick a way to set mine up. I don't do anything fancy. So you can pause and look at that. But that is where I got the information, and then I just made this, and on my slides for that day, we will go over what each person in the group will do. Every once in a while I have that extra person, and so I will just make them be one of the speakers or something like that. Or if I know somebody already, just by watching them the past couple of days who isn't much of a talker, I'll put them in that group. After a very active activity, we will then sit down to read a book and talk about voice levels, because that will be important after it was just very loud or too loud. And we will go over where they would use those and why they would use those voice levels. And then this will be hung in my room. I got this for free on Teacher Pay Teachers. So after sitting and having a class discussion over things, we will get up and do a little bit of movement of this or that. This was free on Teacher Pay Teacher. So we'll just move to the sides of the room, and we'll get to know each other a little bit more. And I usually participate in this with them. They think that's funny to see the things that I enjoy most as well. So we will go through that. Then, if there's still time, we will do another book after we had been up moving. Ruby finds a worry. I know it seems very kiddish, but a lot of kids just have a lot of worries, and they have enough worries at home, and then they're coming into a new classroom. I like to know what they're going to worry about, and I'm very transparent with my kids, and I let them know what I'm worried about, and I do it with them. So we will do this. If there's still more time, we will do question Jenga. This came from, I should have been a little bit more ready. Question Jenga, where is it? It is from Hello Third Grade. YouTube from 2019 is the video. So, but they just have whatever color they get is what they will have to share. Okay. And then if there's more time, like I said, a lot of this will run over to that third day. That's why I don't think I need to plan much. We will read each kindness, and they will fill out this sheet about showing kindness, not just at school, but at home, in public, just any time. I want them to stop and think about, am I being kind? Am I being the person that I need to be? And then that is all that I have. So that's my first couple of days that have been planned. I'm pretty sure we'll go into the third day. If I add anything, I'll just make a short about it or inform you guys the next week. But that is my first few days of the school year. Just getting those procedures down, practicing what it is like to be in my classroom and what I expect. So I hope that you get something from this video. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below and I will do my best to answer it. If you like this video, please take a moment to like and make sure you are subscribed to the channel so that you are notified for future videos. Have a great day.